The Caterpillar 793D mining truck is one of the largest mining trucks offered by Caterpillar to this day. It has a full weight of 423 tons loaded and can carry up to 218 tons payload. The model by Norscot was released in 2007 and features metal grab rails. Overall, the packaging is good. This is Norscot's new style Caterpillar packaging, which uses plastic formers instead of polystyrene formers. Once you slit the tape, you can begin to take out the plastic sections. They have a couple extra sections there to keep it nicely packed, because it is a heavy piece to take out. Once you take the model out, you can begin to slit the ties used on the bottom. And there were no defects or broken pieces on this review model. Once you free the model from its ties, the only thing left to do is to snip the pieces of polythene used to protect the paint. And as you see here, there's just 3 pieces simply to do. And it's glad that Norscot incorporated these pieces to protect the paint. Once you get the model out of the box, you can really begin to appreciate the size of the model itself, as well as some of the extra detail that Norscot puts on this model that they don't on their normal models. Starting out on the front of the model, it's packed with detail, including metal handrails up top. The steps leading up to the first part of the machine are plastic, but the handrails for those are metal. There's some nice detail between the front wheels. Air filters are done really nicely, as well as battery boxes. And there's some nice mirrors around the machine as well. Moving up to the top of the machine, there's some nice detail implemented there as well. There's anti-slip surface around most of the floor. There's, I believe, what looks like an air tank and some fire suppression equipment on the right side of the machine, as well as 2 exhaust pipes. Around the whole top deck of the machine is also some metal hand railing, and the cab is very nice as well. The lower left side of the machine doesn't have too much detail, but there is a nicely replicated fuel tank there, accompanied by a nice hydraulic piston, which is 3-stage. Moving over to the right side of the machine, the hydraulic fuel tank is a little more detailed than the fuel tank itself. It has some hosing coming from it, as well as some filters which go into the front part of the machine. At the rear of the machine, there's also some nice detail there. There's some interesting differential detail there, as well as some nice suspension which is functional with cylinders as well. There's some nice cameras and lights for the back, as well as 2 debris bars for each wheel, and these can be folded up to each side of the body, and they can swing down. They swing freely, so they could possibly replicate having a rock being chucked out of it. The wheel detail is pretty good. The hubs are plastic on all the wheels, but the detail is pretty nice, including bolt detail and lug nuts. One thing that's good is the difference between the front and rear wheels are different, which means that the castings are not the same. So that's nice that they put that in there. The Caterpillar ESD II coal body is probably the most impressive part of the truck itself. It's the largest of the 3 body styles offered for the Norscot models of the Cat 93D, and this particular one doesn't have any plastics used on the inside, and has very little plastics used on the beams, and there's also some nice graphics on the front and sides. The body itself takes a little bit of brute force to raise due to the stiff 3-stage cylinders it has, but it poses well and stays where it's supposed to in any position once it's up. As I said before, the Cat 793D mining truck strongly outclasses most of the other 1/50th scale models, and as you see here, the 793D just slightly outclasses the 5080 Cat as it tries to load some material. Perhaps the only disappointing part about this model is the fact that the engine and transmission are left out. If we tip the model on its side like this, on the underside we can see that the engine port is missing its engine, as well as its final drives and transmission near the rear axle. A good thing about a model this size is the fact that it's impressive next to other models, whether that's a smaller haul truck to give a dimension, or for instance a large wheel loader such as this one. Overall, this is a very good model for any mining or Caterpillar collection. The detail is nice, and for a model of this size, the value is very affordable. This is highly recommended.